Summer in Illinois. In United States visa Erika Carla Brown and Kelly Ewa's houses, a murder of the full.
No.
A Shanzo adds up the murder and perfectus formation for you. And the Kabritse can fast kind of and that's pumped offended. Yes, the Ars Pita in taking the jurist of it, it's in a photo from that old. Thus for hier Ubasi in Valder. Their murder had einen eindeutigen Inbus in the last. Did trans once a herring, a Carla Brown had a skunk slash humans at Iram Falak, Mark Hart, and house in Wood River, Illinois, the Caft. For the only familia but rec does Alston begin an annoying father in Irapit scene, didn't the gang had him as it seemed like he probably got guarded. Carla Brown was a beautiful little girl. Carla Brown var Hepsh's youngest match in on Schmeckavashin of the Fao, Daddy the Meshnabul River Matzida, O Machuad up the As. The high-vide of Hubashtu for a cheerleader, on top of a Sheena Kosa, the only visitor was off the guys is off on the seat at the Spazena Raspa. That was special, and everybody recognized that. I'm on Sunday's newly named Hannah Brown and attack Woolup on Irazahanos. on Irasanan can have you over for dinner. They had talked for a few days when no one has for dinner. Sishton no legends at offer. Well, if the atmosphere fell under door and Carbo lil out of our iskashid insert there so we swarmed. I see it didn't kian. Hellerina swats at stensi for rage friend that we talked to her. Games it to ich kins canis for durfing avatur. Then we turn the fort. Sie giving Wenn Sie ein schreckliches Boot. Carla hängt Kopf über in ein Weitereimer. She'd been obviously beaten about the face. She had a man had to often walk in his position to flag, and as he had to Anagosha when I an Austrian on an Austrian king, Sie bagatesser, a Kop thing in a Gosevesser Ema. I'll see a point now how the car most hasty dota Rauschun. Sie fancy price and Stargem the lighting star. To smarted in town or not Shakushira, see Dira in Duvaran often written Seth Ogrinban, the Scarpin vice of an encamped from Lieben or Toot. On the heaven in the rain then for dark, to see for Gavalish Lord digestion of a sexual rape. Of a Anagadias for Verandia Mindia. Only in Hez, zones Liminarstanfing Monte. Asit Iverly Andain Andri Traes Tortsun, India's only Montutin. On the stormy Caribbean Madeline Irin Hendrik Suzanne Guanezend East Suloka at the Sissi Niketa Varenkonen. There was too much length of cord. The show Enter Your Brooken was does Irene Eider so good with fry arm. The shanso atop the show lank nookies and van. This in Angrag and now's good so fast in the common counter. Given that much freedom with the length of rope that was tied between the two wrists. Sie trekt einem Pullover Denzina Angavayurs fella in Zams name of Zama tract. On the Tasna of the Uberthikanath Tubikanov Thust, as Altni to Mavutha the Gamath the Antensifer Fintha Vinmot. The Schmama Antarlasas Blue Aina Bilu was gain Shukas eines Droppes findet bad Clara Trunk Desas Andron und hem Zofer in Evensima. The trains over Vindim La M Pukufat in La Salaka. The Sofa Kissens and Nas on the name of dem Sofa a Kentman Blue Top's mouth in Boden. The Ruberts which in the train and their decka, clemmed and a coffee canner. Freidom and the most Classiens are so hours at their theater with their canner, does Blue Asen Sofa cushion spool involved. Foreplay I agnatus the agnata angrif name on Afum Sofa. De Kruper was Twitter in the Neemrana grabbed a dot neem din Vessa I'm a gleek. Ostaminston and Tatar Salis the Unterzu Hungspam, and the state taters is not them out, nor ein Avalahim house of Gardenot. Escaped Kana Hinthas of Anna Gavansam and Anbluk, over men findet Blut and the hinted to, Promulflish the flutter with this murders. Over there was the Scarlet Brown and decent two houses on no Alainvar, on where the Count of Suffield site in the Haus Verbringing, den Tatort im Nachhinein zu inszenieren und das Sofa zu reinigen. So beginn ihre Untersuchung in die Polizei Color Browns Verlachten streng unter de Nobo. The fiancé, there's a loop to vote for on say and for that des. Es gibt an inch pork by a Polizei. The $4 Verbration so live, but in for that you have to look at the in-laws. Abama card had an alibi. Takas Motors is stated to Abbott gewesen und in the Mittagsbalsam in front in the same. They put it cyberfragt out why not banded in Anzugfen Kala on ihren Fall mitbekommen Harbor. The eine Account Kala as for your Mitrularen was in his possesses to a foreign train. Kala Brown. I'm John Prenti. We went to school together. Remember me?
How are you?
By the Mena Harbor and Alley beefed intact this vibrations on by the Martin Freiwillig and in Lugen detect to attest Dinzy of Pristine. A bowl of tat auf had to near water, had the murder news your vinegar and had to pump that to lessen. I'm abbot for him more to the color on if you look at an I'm socks party get fired. House we miss as if found her and on thing up the. We were dealing the zooing and thewering with a boulder. We were dealing with a bowl of this and take a 2 kilo if you muckinkin marge lion. Man was an imperfect not begin on the unguishu on the phone scomb he wuffed man broth look on must provise a family on canola just that this a person often jet this guitar a person had. Honor Vidui and hats pumped the vented with they police say under FBI. They bid it in for Havens Fortune John Douglas and Susie Locus's poor Fields murder stir shown. I'm sure your likeness perfume what materials this is after Favocatons won't in tweets the owner said. The informazione da su a Hauptmann von Krogenam, the Ende verbram the Utrem. Dat was Proust die Fotos des Datawas, and mud Endergrenorger Urbatuit. In my research, we began to break Yashits and Tribration and enter organ easy to and disorgan easy turn off. Metis wugen easy to mind backstay and massalafits cat and orats and catastatus. As level ale crucifixication and augen sie touch ein beyond horse mass and athenicitas level criminal sophistication. On the part of the subject, das gleiche Stepanchan der Criminalist Stefan Habant. After expert Philippe Sushi from the Valtine, least in tart of that on the now and Severn Kliss, of in dot and entender. Anders en abtat ons tun, wo tatsisli, the spire, and fupen of the hurst as if that's in as the klid stat. Countermen beispert fares a mood mask and is as the you might not tier 100. They're here, sign a here's a tat for you tat, while im spatting a routine failed. There he is of routine on offer, right there from routine manda in their fill on this no routine counter, on feel lives of here and there nearly. Devise of Sir John Douglas get knocked die, their murders on Weiser on for Heirat amon, Mitabus ended Swanserus, Abadi High School up Soviet, on Zan Osiris, Zan and on Organlaish. Die Tataras del Modern Kabinos am sein Opferd Sefessen, Dauerte Lord Douglas daraufhin, does hier end with a Valk on the wrist or the Anahandwackliche Blupsas Bridge. Douglas erzählten a Midland auch, did he den Murder Phillips Chigurshon by Fractor. As I mucklish advisor in the Larga and a Looken detector tests to pristine. And then it got kind of okay, I mean, dann all this gespenstisch, lieb Shabbadat Gesession kinda Idradis Kleiben about his acting. He entered at Sand, but was a person of Fragidness to its on the again, dude. That was when et for. And what kind it be who he'd be dragging? And he started talking about is a game for time. For the Uvishenshate and Volkswagen and though it will shrang would be red, orange in color. There was evidence that the escapen vat thereof as the water that houseth one it's the one who runneth the wisnuck, who and that into two the house was the root, the son fuss into them house and he was the house. That he was the John was the no sin the sleen to the scarani sets and that root shoe that so did that do would to that would that he was going to be clean that bear so do that. This is concentration of 60 on Zuhimsbound, no Anmal of this May Metaphore, Andy Carla Brown and Erin Fellow by Andy Super Oberditten. Over him, Le Broken Mayor as Snoo, I'm sure you'll get this Spitherfield, the Broken Hand Festival advisor. Smerdimig Spatter. Nor Emma give this kind of concrete and unheidspong to a mudderspong dit swaaspante here in Carla Brown. Die Tat Arts Honorarium 6 Amerikaners. Doctors Maddie Autopsie ausgeschlossen. His Gift Tätung, die Versuchen durch die sogenannte Insenieur on a start artists and under a scenario and under an intergunt Sosgarian Bishwisweiser Ward and Klassischara mod, darker styled Isexuali mod your and bitchy select, as I notant, douche and friend began worked. Their fell color brown lest in Tremino Logan Alva Bush Nicked Blues, a heart wit of a frog, who here comments in Bush built the one in colors gesist out of Iram King. Duncombe the Easter and Sheldon the vendor in this file. Alva Bush bezoozed and Zimmerna, you be built for grocery woman. Dr. Homer Campbell lighted this seminar. A arbeitet as mitted Sinatra on the zoo and parent to Feinsdart, New Mexico. In dem Seminar, a clear Dr. Campbell and a Technik met to his Fotografien, or our computer builder, vergussen ons kwalitatief filmpjes. Zo kan men enkelhouden a canon demands on sneak seeds. This was a technique that it did. This a technique was a jargonschanan given to Matthew A. Algen of your own trade is cut in Testen. Und Archäologen versuchen or zum Beispiel Antico Ihnen auf Luftaufnahmen swentig photographed to find ancient ruins. Nartum Zamina at Sud Push Dr. Campbell found a model for Carla Brown. Then I said, Doc, I have exactly not I shall ein felt for saying. Doc it's you know felt we all Iran for us. That's we need to know skunter contour. Vidiful it's doing in Iran's distance bend its nuclear head damage to her face. I asked him to please send this part in me the builder of the first tomb and on 10 autopsy bears to chicken of the deceased person and also to send me an autopsy report. Often built for gross on score, Tracy Dr. Campbell, the builder the start of Skin Now On. This is a stem for best at Nixlet in contrast from buildings on and can off and a dry demons analysis that song, in Demendin built me Tifa Filate. As Dr. Campbell Flutter is vice a of Omitifilet, someone in Carla Brown's cassettes for Warsat Warden. He tells me that maybe is acted as if he liked met and fancy Tischgeschlag and ordered. This a Tischlag in which I've been born on, which if I need to find so far and found, we I out of Blutpoon Fenton, where she'd had been him, where she had probably been on the couch, but I had missed it. The Tisch leak north Swire and Nardim mode, unburied in the Asavat and Kamadipa Litzai. Midjapield lick fended Dr. Campbell onto the microscope, bluch bluen anhara of them tablet. Dorthen fended a idwastas ella underden bishir ubezian harm, or yet ceasendia mittler does he a sneak with an imperfect mo sotanhar. Their murder had Zana under left in the last nick. The Unterzoringen Amalfa Karna Brown named in honor of Russian Revender. Mediva and his built for better homes creators finded Dr. Homa Campbell and enshrined then in verse. He says, what about the bite mark? Exacto versus medin bis aptruan. Exacto, virtue bis apto dark. Words mine see. When we looked at the photograph and went ahead and enhanced it as pit out individuals it nakra the eindots all the bisful saw fleshwire. I tried that from that soul car. You forgot all it say the soil can't splat. You could actually pank out in the richer teeth. All weckast. Marcher the prufada swing I swinging so fucking night. Taking night Tyson finger breganson my sea and a biasly finger akingest. The murder bis uandak thicket to gimmit with len what unif in the end ratetic lows addition ye fanard and wrote nares a figure brost. Immoral and artwically seen by St. Aaron, down the bargainets, northern or pedicine. Same as in attended the Tipritzem of not Darson Colabransu. Biden inspiration them FBI for Harden's profuse murders. The Raffini reproved the Polizei normals ihre Alibis. Swahiden beiden in Loon Detector Test pushdown of the Polizei erhält einen Inverse. John Prenti had an in front to say that's at Jürgen Parparks, yeah, at he'll gone with the police system, and he should have to shout. She has shed delight Mars gone purse on her neck and then Kaiser glue. Is clues not your maps, Amstrus to Vanchen and see butt marks, on her neck and Hellerbum. With the Helmlebrand Telpagipfel involved via Abernudi Polizei Mass. Just gave a pleasure, seized a murderer stan, matru elementristy domestic of Calabranskate Bishueber. Ei Polizei atibeta lugranges in netting, ement, anselime, do. And that was a shock to us. That's one shock for us. The Nieva had as Vincent Connell also deemed their Zepstuba spoon for was at that. Can also winish contentment with indeed the total dial-up. Newer than an entity by the Drossu Hunda by the Venva, older than Menzesten car parting and the like that the best can in police can inform the Chun the Ver, and he accomplished quite a lot to medium that we release that information to the public or to the media. Danny Biscone shown by the Essen Autopsie Ubezien 1, von die Ermittler Dismal Ganzis again, by Unitzrat Modepsi, Ryan Vatskala Brown Scupper, exhumed hint. Dismovadi Optopsie from Dr. Mary K. Stochtifute, Delighten with its Saint Slanta Zukunftsberatung from St. Louis. In the original Itapsy, under Eastnander Efer Lafeskafta Tasium Brody, as the confessions of one would note a carpa on Tazu, niched about a cop, and so I open as the affirmative to shadow who long on the Ksachem and of the cops out, how he meant it to be a cop's list on in the streets as the fragger, or pizza schlock was this is kind for waza, or Nishita's loss of consciousness. Dr. Case for more than does Carla Brown feel like nor lifted, as he met him cop and the tonic could drop fun, Ganelsmanzi fund, and up the Mensham on Irene Monterum. Because she was in water and she was producing that on Envisi and Vesavam, Timsha on Iramanchu, Junkus does she lets English a drink to order, all offended so used to fend her on. Even though she'd been strangled, she had from Mukti Shibadakluck to Ottment on a trench slash. I breathing, because I believe that she may have breathed in some water. Virata Autopsy, Virana Vader, the builder found in Fetiston in this one of Ganaman. Manchutzi in this First Medicine Institute in New York, a police site. Dothland the unapologed Vivirdik, then men Visishaland Visti Falasung of Carla Brown's house, Tats Hachlish and Abyss Wanderers. In my opinion, mine owner hurted us most of the Fullet song of Carla Brown's heart, alla Iden Schaffner Abyss Wonder, bite mark would have. Derafin chicken the Emittla Dr. Levine, Drygoose Aptroquefin for Sheen and Gibissen. Dr. Levine Zolimita Bis Wonder for Glycin. Ibanta banished from Weem the Aptroquefstummen. Soonest straight a wax Aptroquefin in Mo there in here. Don't forget that Aptrokick. The Ethan Biden's diminished me to Bishwando Ubine. I took the third model and examined the Ethnam also de Strato Madeo on the proof of the Vaxu on for Vaxor Baron Spore on these Santa in the Lassenburn, compared on this Spore for Glishio Dane of the Infortum at Carla Brown's house, in the Grouth at Carla Brown's neck, that I had, and came to the opinions cancer Magatnestes not das eine Gebissacha bis Wanatat Kante, a measured teeth missen don chate de kifoit, a gate he, and a into the Tyson ikathi, then a theta eyeing the thapta, that's just your man, that's your man. The Aprox stamped from John Prenti. John Prenti as Pristinef the Blufer Navise dem Sushilugishnikofir, it's Radness from the John Dactwas of Dente. Inst in the Trencies, a patents en Faganhet Frillikempitig with Seal Mertkram. Ibzuf the Krensikavabishul of he and Undeflatus Ozus Ashmariospri. Brendless Ovlet Fruitsarb Amlaruz, we dogged out Fart Bezook the Nutdas from Carla Brown Want. With Canals of a Douglas Formoted, had Prentice on Fury and in Lugan Detector Test push through. She's leaving for Rhone Saugadas Prenti and in written Folksburg field, and also given only Shaffus data profile. There is no question whatsoever, especially it kind of finds us round the John Prenti called Aron Mortard, Uns Jurvan Kleis nur of a not that 5 mile in the house king. Und what was sent for and find him unboasted actor. Abata says he got tutored her. Course Darwin watched it consify from murdered Carl. Will stars and watch of him unboast John Prentice Sukala Brown in Newburging. Not that as if he could visit Abbotess if a looked at to Abbot Gumba. Not that we can have yogurt for dinner. Carla is down till a fortnight to sling it. Hello? Wait a second, I just heard something in the door. Let me call you back. John Prenti stayed in the tour. Your Kala Lily train lesson. The Vice Zana an errands for Zugutsuuk on discount some camp. I want it to leave now. No, it's
Fuck you. It's out.
It swings the Indian Kala on Schleck the mid in tablet. Dan by stare and ear shoulder und avel teeth. Prenti instineert in tart od zo das es narsid so lummies handlemar sieht. Aber els ear klein on wexalt mark ear en fehler, ear knupft in oost knupt ears pulovs zu. Ease en nice, das es en ens henny dust. Lasentla die handloi in hectic, this geschins a neat zoba, a dos doxen then in zofan, on looking and strain or a thing a passing the done, a cleared we had missing the other hidden, a fawn and fawn a list cost tutsushmar masses in here in English pass here. Dumb an answer to shows come here at Earman for Zustits in the Earman Zun. Done bidded Aaron Hendemet Hanem Koppel Susaman on Vikiti's Drumfo on Aaron Hills. Chris Leach drucked Aaron Kopf under Wasser, wherein Ziva scheindish in New York is East Village. Prenti versucht die Blutflecken of the Zuthits and Farren. The canifistic Iden under him holds Stragger the Decker. The Kleiding Strickle the Carol and the Isntaken Takenad, Therlan the Ifunk. From Mudley her Pront of Zingas and Art Tapia Mitkinan. John Pronti and Migan models for Outhat. Suffin ones at Yaren Haft. The Fall Carla Brown, Canarfton, Flangen Yaren, and the Upgood Bosnian. He got caught because A voted a fest by the Antishokan stationing in English Lab Hab. To nest at a Glucken Vada Funkacum, a Glong, Evadi Miklansmaton, Baron Zeinthung, because law enforcement changed his luck. Carl's family was so intrigued by yachts from the Yabots and Zampbein Dugs from uns is Spuken Bivice to Sakan Lung Time Takan Shaky. It's Sech Lolongchensim, Dolangsten and Schbeifant on Zams, Doken Stoshana Sun Luden, around Matsoner Yuda Lace, the, and around the border is Denenist and Nestaf and Nextafton in Tyekins, Vidismus to Elisept Avla, from John Prenti, Ekmo Patter, that Don approves it made by John Prey. When o Maus hat once me hod goes on, the Fiosenschaft. Im meeste Fall, and zet is Jaftel, of Grosses Clock Angevi. An apostate to 8 martyr police side as Drogen Delay Imma at Ehrenkeller a martyr teller. A murder police side can cat at Hinweis of and Verbrinchen Finn. Their answer and hints Pumpus and Oscarsburg the Kaugami, though often the Wissenschaft blood is their Kaugami in and by the Lusen the Skaheim is his Helvenwelt. From New York City House, should he Intisted Hartern Ziepsies, direct near Easton in Pennsylvania. By Thachner Easton's Animella Rishi Innenstedt und Columbia Aschitik Tuatsushan. Donarts Petrolier die Drogenhembla in Strassen, then hier kann sie mehr Geld verdienen as in New York City, and mitten Drogen under is Elteglauk City. I'm Finn Snuggos, not some out of Sexagon, but she rented a posted to Getty Kathy Sagasti, so I can met that Zach is Srak and Blotima Lissimet am Mr. M. Alphalet's town. Kathy Sagasti, she was known to us from the accountant Kathy Sagasti, Regan pushed with 2 on any coit court bond ring might bose Lord Zealand ruled in a cracked bond cooking a pension. Irapi skizopinsi, dakbasi dvam desalishu being plying of a falishu, prostitution and petty crimes to support her habit. Kathy Sagasti identifies Ignasin Irigan Corey Mayweather and Inspessa Irigan Kwame Henry as Ira Anquada. Die berikende Polizei des gemeinsam Dragen the Namen haben, the Auseinandersetzung verpesten sie Jahren Message. Während der Befragung erzählt Sagasti de Polizei Zeugen und eine weitere Geschichte. And Vorfall ist Nummer 1 Waffe zu bei Etzu Hose Agnata. Es erzählte zu beiden Tabi Hanan ein weiterer Mann namens Stanley Obis, Damen-Seniorigen Mädchen bei Ovta. Meteran Smiths, jest en Lontare. Und die Männer verätzten sie Kokain en Wettefensmetos Mtaregestuan sui. Smitherman evavte Meteran Smith in den Keller. An den Tuschuhas with his sedestisi weinen. Hä?
Gay.
Saus Gugen an Dan. Kathy Sagasti, Pseudosium Dekamokenstand, Natwashi Mitnikum Natwaskasha, a was he glab des Meteran Smith, a modit worded. Später haben sie gesehen wie drei Männer eine große Kiste aus ihrem Keller in aus the Traim hum. She related about a fight in the 19 to the 19 years, was he worked as Mädchen Shrine on Vine, Manzambistrillet. About a adis meets and me, Hidikas as Midmistrangoon, Yanj. As I canvas the neighbor rang Agma, such as considerably a factor thesi shot theme. I pass a ear and I finsta die schwanten in a bua, ill in Gotha, of which a pleasuran to train the length. Adu and size mistalish, as mithing in. Estens Kenzie in Kathy Sagasti Scalakine Bluet, on Nickton Kleisten under an advice of unvermentioned Finn. On Swattens, gibt es in keinem Einwohnermeter und einen Anta über einen Nonsenjährigen Materin Smith. Es stipulat Sakori Mayweather fest nemt Valier of Kathy Sagasti Angestoran hat Lognet ihr Materin Smiths to Canaan. Online Totter, nor irgendein anderen Beweis bleiben der Polizei no die Verdächtigungen einer Drohne abhängen. Zid Kathy Sagestis Ozak is in Swavern unvergammen. The Bemap and Arbata and Markverigen Gurukhoff and Margaligen Friedhof. The Guru kommt aus einem alten Grabgeverb. Free warn die Tatenwern der Wintermonate in Geverbum of Bavart when a burden to how to on Griba was to him. About this is Rodushan Langanich Mebenatst. The Munmartana Grazama and Tikon. Infinte in help for the West and Copper and a Schwassen from. The Laschenbuschappa Zachary Lysuk, West for Art. It was very cool and damp in den Gevolle vast a cool and foist. That's the Fazing Ecoastive and Visung School ask about it. Thousands of unfleeting flogging Hiruman Martin Carolyn in border note in Carbas that were flying over the floor and over the body. Die Zeitung Dizzy Bedeckt ist mehr as the Vernon. Sieved the Budasai of Nesti Bedowit do is the father of Din. Des Gad Gibrod of an Asa Ferigot. Dis grandfather is the bendest einige Vistagrapha Sommerlichen Tudas Guizo. She could not have put herself on the dead house, and then the Countess is the Tempestad Hafis Lusten happened and the Scribe with AF and also Theshlis, say Wuston Hundred the Semat under the Sea Lutang Papiston Happenster. Her body had to be in place there. You wanted to in copper in the Scribe in Anguli. The Scrisoth and Angelis Utellis was a grime that unset not understood Vangelis, it was suicidal. The manner of death was a homicide, he told his aunt. He's a phantom breaking in. He stabbed him with a sham dimp with breaking in on file orders and Jewish engravings. As one more, we could not of the companies in the fifth day of Susan but we levilik to the store from what and he had the Morgan and he house king, stark anger from Thomorn. When the stark kind of a dum and house pucker one, see he was now as the needs of the A worked for. We couldn't say whether she was strangled. The police signed him undetached the copper from Meteran Smithist, the Nansen-Nyaken Hub Kurion. Abegurist medicinische tests with a Langzog like Disannama, does offer his namely Viel Una as Nansen-Nyara. Son Analysen synthesische Methode als Alter von Wild Opfern substemmen. Dr. Klaus Grundmann ist forensische Odontologe. As Bika Arza festen Nigge beschäftigt ist es that Jahren Meta identified Soren.